everybody and welcome back to A Royal Reader. My name is Snedra and today I'm going to be doing my November TBR. I'm in a bit of a reading slump and I don't know what I want to read, and the books that I do want to read I don't have because they're not available yet, or I don't just have them because I can't afford them. So this month's TBR is a bit of a mixture of odd books. So let's just get into it. So these are the books that I'm planning on reading for the month. So let's just get into it, I guess. So the first book that I am actually reading is on my Kindle, and From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This, I believe, is a sort of fantastical, dark fantasy romance, possibly. So in this book we follow our main character Poppy, who is the maiden. She is a lady of sorts who is not allowed to be touched, she's not allowed to be spoken to, she's not allowed to be looked at, she has to wear a veil constantly, and she is supposed to, at a certain time, be given to the gods. And at the beginning of this book we follow Poppy as she has escaped the palace in order to have a night of freedom, and in doing so she meets a boy called Hawk, who is in fact a guard of the royal place, and she ends up kissing him, which is her first kiss, and she is rather interested in him. Fast forward and Hawk becomes her personal guard. There's a bit of a doozy there. We then have to follow her along this sort of political war that's happening, and there is these monsters that live on the other side of the wall that contains the kingdom, I guess you could say, and they are attacking the wall, and it's just, I don't know too much about it. I just know that everybody loves it and that it is steamy, and so this will be, I think, my first steamy romance novel, fantasy novel. I don't know, I've heard that it's more romance than it is fantasy, so I'm just intrigued. And yeah, so far I'm up to page 55, I think. If you can tell from an ebook, I'm like in chapter 4, that's as much as I know. So the next book that I am in the middle of reading at the moment is The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. That was almost a mouthful. So I have always been interested in this book since I heard about it back in 2016. I am very intrigued. So in this we follow our main character Leah, who ran away on her wedding day, and she is then being followed by the prince that she is engaged to and an assassin who is sent to kill her. And throughout the entire novel we don't know who is who. So that's the main thing that intrigued me, and I'm gonna guess that there's more to it, but so far I don't really know. All I know is that she ran away from home and she's a princess and people are after her and trying to kill her, and yeah. I'm doing so well, you guys. So the next book that I have on this list is also another short book because I don't really want to give myself a big book just because I don't think I'm going to finish it in time. So we're going with small books, and that is going to be Dark and Deepest Red. This is a Red Shoes retelling, I think. So the story of the Red Shoes is a fairy tale, I think. And it's just involving a girl who puts on a pair of red ballet shoes, or at least the ballet, it's a red pair of shoes, and she ends up dancing until she dies. So I believe in this we have two different timelines, one involving like the original myth of where it happened and the people that it affected, and then we fast forward, I'm not too sure how long, and we end up following the people who are like the descendants of those original people who were affected. I'm not entirely too sure, don't hold me to that, I don't know. The copy that I have did not come with the dust jacket, so I don't have the, like, you know, little thing where it tells me the synopsis of the book, so yeah, but I'm planning on reading this because it's quite small, so yeah. The next book I have is also another small book, and I think it's probably more contemporary than it is fantasy, but that is These Witches Don't Burn. This is a fantasy, urban fantasy about witches and their covens, and I believe it is also sapphic, so that is going to be interesting. We have our main character whose name is Hannah, and she is going through a very bad breakup with her ex-girlfriend, and a new coven, I think, moves into the town, and then there is a lot of deaths that are happening, or they bring like death omens or something or other, and so it is up to Hannah and her coven to try and figure out if this new coven is behind the murders. Yeah, so she has to team up with her ex in order to try and figure out who is behind these, it's not murders, but it's dark magic that happens to appear. And then there is also the cute new girl who moves, and it is going to be Hannah's new crush. And yeah, it just sounds really cute and magical, and I just thought it would be a cool idea to read, so yeah. And the last book that I have on this list is a complete 180 to the ones that I've just shown you, which is all like romantic and fluffy and, you know, fantasy. We have Space Necromancers. Woo! So this is Gideon the Ninth by Tamsin Muir. I'm really sorry. So I believe this follows Gideon, who is a person who kills a bunch of things, and she's really good at it, and she wants to escape where she's currently living, and she has to enter a bunch of games in order for that to happen or something or other. I'm really bad. Solar system of swordplay, cutthroat politics, and lesbian necromancers. Yeah. Yeah, she is a swordswoman. So she's not a necromancer, she's a swordswoman. And in order to escape where she currently lives, she goes to these different solar systems, and they each have like these trials, I think, that they have to perform, and then while she's at one of these places, a murder happens. So yeah, that's as much as I know about this. I'm doing real bad with these descriptions, you guys. I'm so sorry. So those are all of the books that I have for my TBR. Do I think I'm gonna get to them? Probably not, because it's already, you know, a week and a half into November, but you know, yeah, I don't know, you guys. It's been hard, okay? It's been hard to read. You're in a reading slump, you don't know what to read. Everything you do want to read is not available yet. It's sucking real bad. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Let me know what the books you are going to be reading for the month of November down in the description box. If you would like to see more of me, then please be sure to check out my Twitter and Instagram links down in the description box. If you would also like to see my reading updates, then please go ahead and check out my Goodreads. The link is also down below. And if you would just like to see more videos, then please be sure to subscribe. I would really appreciate it if you do. Alright, so that is it from me today, guys. Hope you enjoy it, and I will see you in another video later on.